What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and it is Friday, June 24th, 2022 still, and I want to talk to you guys about the Stanley Cup Final of 2022. I'm going to talk about why I really don't mind the Colorado Avalanche winning Stanley Cup, despite McDonagh being on Tampa Bay, and I'm rooting for Tampa Bay to win the Cup as a threepeater. It mainly has to do with the fact that the Colorado Avalanche hasn't won a single Stanley Cup since 2001. And that was 21 years ago. That was like a week before I was born. So, yeah, 21 years ago. The Avs have not won a Stanley Cup since 2001, which was 21 years ago. And I think they're overdue for another Stanley Cup. It also has to do with the fact that they had this embarrassing record of 22 wins and 56 regulation losses and 4 overtime losses. So they had 22 wins, 56 regulation losses, and 4 overtime losses in the 2016 and 2017 season, back when I was in 10th grade. I really felt bad for them at the time because they looked like a laughingstock team that year. They looked really embarrassing that year, and I felt sorry for them, and that's another reason why I don't mind them winning the Cup. And for 8 years straight, they actually had 4-year droughts in between 2010 and 2014, and then there came another 4-year drought of them not making the playoffs between 2014 and 2018. So they made the playoffs in 2010 and then missed for 3 years. And then they came back in 2014 as a first place team in their division, and then they missed another 4 years, and then they came back in the 2018 playoffs against the Nashville Predators. And by the way, despite the fact that they defeated St. Louis multiple times and took them out of the playoffs, and that's my father's friend's team, I still think Colorado deserves a final for once. And I also think they deserve to be in the final, even though if they don't win the Cup, because they're overdue to be in the final also. Yeah, Colorado deserves a lot right now. I mean, I feel bad about their history for the last 12 years. And oh yeah, I'm still rooting for Tampa Bay to repeat because of Ryan McDonagh, who was the Rangers captain, is still on the team. I mean, McDonagh was the Rangers captain who led them into the Stanley Cup Final in 2014. Yeah, the Rangers had a big run that year in 2014. And McDonagh, the former Rangers captain, led them to the 2014 Stanley Cup that year into the finals, but they lost to the LA Kings in 5 games. I mean, McDonagh led them to the Stanley Cup Finals after taking out the Montreal Canadiens in the 2014 Conference Finals, but they still lost in the Stanley Cup Final to the Kings. I'm so grateful that McDonagh led us to that accomplishment 8 years ago by putting us into the final. that's another reason why I'm rooting for Tampa Bay to repeat, because McDonagh was a special Rangers captain before getting traded to Tampa Bay in 2018. And ever since 2018, Tampa Bay has had a lot of Ranger players on there. You know, they had players like Girardi, just Shattenkirk, JT Miller, Ryan McDonagh, Callahan, all those guys, but McDonagh is left, is the last one on there. But because McDonagh is still on there, I'm still rooting for Tampa Bay. I mean, they had a big team with a lot of Ranger players on it back in 2018. And this is what led me to rooting for them since 2018. I've been rooting for Tampa Bay for 4 years now because of all those Ranger players. And I know some of you people are like, oh, don't root for Tampa Bay because look at what they're doing to New York teams in the playoffs. I get that. I really understand that. I know New York does not stand a chance against them in the playoffs, whether it's the Rangers or Islanders, but after all what the Rangers have been through with Tampa Bay, I still think Tampa Bay deserves it because of McDonagh. I mean, even though New York doesn't stand a chance to Tampa Bay in the playoffs, whether it's the Rangers or Islanders, it's just the fact that Tampa Bay has had all these Ranger players on there. That's why I root for Tampa Bay in the playoffs when the Rangers don't qualify. Yeah, I know a lot of New Yorkers hate Tampa Bay now, but I don't, because they're not a direct rival to the Rangers or Islanders. I know people see it that way, but I don't. The only teams I see as a rivalry are Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Washington. I only see the Penguins, Flyers, and Capitals as Rangers rivalries. Not Tampa Bay or not Colorado. Definitely not Colorado, because that's a West team and we're an East team. I have no reason to hate Colorado, even if they eliminated my father's friend's teams. And I have no reason to hate Tampa Bay anymore. Besides, hating someone for eliminating your team is getting stupid at this rate. I know a lot of people saying, like, Tampa Bay fans are jerks, or look at what Tampa did to New York. I get that. I know Tampa takes out New York teams in the playoffs, but the only reason why I'm rooting for them to repeat is because of McDonagh. But we'll see what happens tonight. I mean, Colorado is on the verge of winning the cup with one more win, and Tampa needs 3 more wins to win the cup as a three-peater. Either way, I'm fine with what happens, even though I'm hoping Tampa to repeat. But I don't mind Colorado winning the Stanley Cup, because I already told you why. I really feel bad for Colorado's recent history of becoming a embarrassing team in 2016 and 17 and having all these 4-year droughts, and they're hardly making it to the conference finals for some time. I think Colorado needs all this attention they could get right now. So I guess that's it. Bye.